Hello and welcome back to another video. And exciting news, I broke the 1,000 subscriber boundary last night, so thank you very much for all you subscribers. I hope you can hear me. It's a little bit windy out here today, but I wanted to do this video for probably about 2.5 months now, but you know, with all the storms we've had and then the rain and then I got COVID and all sorts of reasons why I couldn't get out. But anyway, I wanted to do it up on the Ridgeway, so I've just been up on the Ridgeway, but it was a bit windy up there. But also, the part I wanted to go, there was someone had put a very big rock. Someone had put a very big rock across the entrance to part of the Ridgeway that was open, so I couldn't go up there. But anyway, today I wanted to introduce, as you can see from the thumbnail, the title, the latest fleet is the Land Rover Discovery 3 V8. So it's a 4.4 JAG engine, and this is the cheapest modified Land Rover that was available at the time, which we bought back in end of January. So here it is. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a walk around. So starting off at the front. So as I say, it's a bit modified. So we've got some light guards on the front. Underneath, we can see we've got guards under there, so we've got an engine guard. There's also a transmission guard which is off at the moment because I've just had the transmission flushed. We've got some big old tyres on there. There's 275 65 18s with STT Pro mud tyres on them. Right, so these, as I was saying, these are the mud tyres. They are a little bit big, and obviously to install these it has some lift rods installed just to give it a bit more lift. However, they still rub on full lock, but you know, when you're on full lock you're only going to be doing a couple of miles an hour, so it's no big deal. So moving backwards, we have some terra firma rock sliders. You see there, terra firma rock sliders. Okay, and again, back wheels for the lift. So it's still obviously on air suspension, which is really handy because when the air suspension fails, it doesn't go down to the bump stop, so you can still drive it on because of the 1-inch rods. So moving to the back, as you can see, it's LPG converted, ideal now. So the price of fuel is absolutely astronomical, £2 a gallon. Coming around the back, we've got a ladder on the back, so you can get up onto the roof rack. Your tow bar on the back. So despite this saying HSE, it is actually an SE model, so there's no sunroof, no automatic wipers, no automatic lights, but some of the things I want to retrofit in the future. There is a reverse camera there, look. There's another view of the big tyres on there. It's also got the raised air intake. Quick look at the engine bay. These are all the LPG injectors. New thermostat housing. And under there is the dual battery system. Moving on to the inside, we have a T-Max split jar system, so it's got dual batteries under the bonnet, and there's also, I'll show you in a minute, there's some wiring pushed to the back with sockets, etc. I've just fitted these Discovery 4 indicator stalks and driver stalks just to make it a little bit better. I've just installed this here, so just to keep an eye on both batteries. So moving into the boot, we've got some, this is powered from the auxiliary battery, so we've got some individual sockets here that can be turned on and off, and a battery monitor just to keep an eye on the battery. Again, you can turn it off and on. This is a 7-seater, nothing really to write home about here. I've just come back in the truck, a little bit windy outside, just so you can hear me. So, as I said, at the time this was the cheapest Land Rover Discovery 3 V8, and of course it's been modified as well, so it's had quite a bit of money spent on it. Like I said, the roof rack, the rock sliders, all the guards underneath, the big wheels and tyres, or big tyres anyway, the dual battery system. That is kind of the reason we bought it, really, because we are going to Sardinia hopefully this year, COVID allows, and I think we're going to be taking this because it's a little bit bigger rather than my D2. So over the next few months I will be going through this to make sure it's going to be reliable, and obviously being cheap there was some problems with it. So already I've had the gearbox flushed by Bodsey. That made a world of difference because this has done 155,000 miles, something like that, and that made a world of difference because I contacted one of the previous owners who I found on Facebook, and he said he thought that the torque converter was going, and it turned out what it was is on idle it was really rough, and sometimes the engine light would come on as well, so there's obviously another problem there. So the first thing I did was I fitted a set of spark plugs, set of 8 spark plugs, the correct type, which is the iridium type, for this engine, and especially when you run an LPG. And that helped, but I still had a few misfires. Checking with the IID tool, which you must buy if you've got a Discovery 3 or 4. The IID tool has saved my bacon and saved me a lot of money already. So I then changed all the coil packs, and wow, that made a hell of a difference. It looks like they were the original coil packs from new. So yeah, I changed the coil packs, and that completely changed it. I had no misfires at all. There was no wobbling on idle, and it pulls through all the gears now, and it solved the issue. We had the LPG serviced as well because it hadn't been done for a couple of years, and obviously some of the filters were blocked up, so we had that done as well. It's had an oil and filter change already. I fitted a performance air filter just because it needed doing. Oh, it's nice, bloke having a piss. Did that monitor there, just so I can keep an eye on the batteries. Had a new battery. It was failing to start sometimes, and I had to jump it off the auxiliary battery. So I bought a new battery. So that solved that issue. Next I need to do is the front lower arms, because they were an advisory on the MOT in December. So they need replacing, and you can certainly hear that the bushes are loose when you go over some bumps. So that needs to be done. So I need to order them in the next couple of weeks. Now the engine's running sweet. I don't mind spending some more cash out, because the idea is we bought this cheap, but it's going to be a long-termer, so we hope to keep this for many years. This is our second Land Rover Discovery 3 V8. We had a silver one, HC, before that, which we had for about almost 2 years, I think, and we were a bit daft to sell that. Yeah, I mean, they're only going to go up in value, and they are super reliable. The engine in these, the Jag AJA 8 engine, is super reliable. Oh, speaking of that, so also before we bought the truck, we had the thermostat housing replaced, which is a known weak spot on these because it's made of plastic. So that's been replaced already, and I've also changed the PCV valve. That's another weak issue on the V8 engine, and they're only 20 quid and takes literally 5 minutes to change. And a lot of this stuff I have done videos on already. I just need editing and ready to go, but I wanted to put this video out here first, just so you know, everyone can see that this is now in the fleet, and as I say, there will be future videos coming from maintenance, repairs, and of course modifications, because you know you've got to do it when you're in a Land Rover, haven't you? So please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos on the Land Rover Discovery V8 here in the UK, and I'll see you on the next video.